and you get massive improvements of health, massive. And they're
Well,
they're like coming out of human trials now, and their results in mice are just
the
awesome.
things that that clear up a lot of the what we don't need and do the chemical reactions that we do need are the bacteria. And so, not here's another fact for you. Do you know how many bacterial cells the average human being has, or the
I
ratio
think
of
it's like
the?
I think it was 10 times more bacterial cells than you have your own cells. I think it's like 10 or 20 to
That's
1.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So I think it's if a human has 1 trillion cells, there's 10 trillion bacterial cells,
Hmm.
and so most of those are in your gut. People don't think of your gut as a external surface. It's actually just a pipe that goes, all the way through, and it's
Yep.
kind of external to your body. And so things shouldn't be getting into your body. So,
Well, some
you,
should. I mean, that's why yogurt is good, probiotic. I mean, you're evolved to have specific things that help you do stuff, and that's the reason like
yes,
a baby koala will eat the pap from its mother's armpit or puke or butt or poop or whatever. I can't remember. I think it's poop, in order to get the bacteria it needs to digest eucalyptus. So like eating mom's crap
it's
is
the
part of a
same
koala's
reason
life.
why naturally born babies are healthier than
Sure.
cesarean babies, because
Yep.
you actually need all that bacteria from mum. No, so if you have the right gut bacteria, that's just like the start of everything. It
Yep.
all comes from there, and you've
That's
seen
why
those
they
things
swap
like
it. That's why they swap out and do fecal transplants
poop
into your gut
transplants.
in order
Exactly.
to cure IBS, etc. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Anyway, that's good.
I've got $23 million so far, and hopefully it will be much more, uh, given to a foundation that invests in longer term thinking that will reverse and directly attack through engineering this buildup of things that end up killing you. So, for instance, you get heart attack because you have arterial plaque. You have arterial plaque because your white blood cells become plaque. Your white blood cells become plaque because when they try and get rid of 7 keto cholesterol, their enzymes can't do it, and so they get poisoned and die trying to kill the 7-KC, and then they become plaque, and then the next one comes along to try and clear it, and it dies and becomes plaque. And so if you transgenically introduce the ability into the enzyme to break down 7-KC, the white blood cells can do what they need to do. And there's other innovations that are able to use that same type of method. There's basically something called the microbial infallibility theorem, which states that unless you see a pile of organic material just sitting somewhere, it means that something eats it. And therefore, since we don't have that, there are no piles of organic material just sitting somewhere, not decomposing. It means that there is a creature that eats absolutely every piece of organic material in this world. And so if you're trying to break down 7-KC, an organic molecule, you have a wide array of bacteria, which has learned how to digest that. And then you can use that to tailor interventions. And there's a company, I think they're in Boston, MIT area, that is doing this and in his trials now. And it's the guy that runs. His name is Reason ATM on Hacker News.
Boston
and he runs.
Analytics.
No, I'm not. I don't think it's Analytics. Is the company name? I can't remember that. I mean, just you'd have to find Reason ATM's posts and be like, "Hey, man, what was the name of your company again?" I tweeted it, but like basically, that's a spin-off of Ascend's idea. So that idea was invented by the Ascend's Foundation, and then he picked it up and ran with it. And they've done about 12 spin-offs like that, where people go to commercialize things that'll save our lives and make us happier and healthier, and they just need more money. They're doing a great job. They're doing the right things. They're focusing on the long term. They're not doing what Google's doing and what these drug companies are doing, where they're just trying to find a single molecule. See, in chips, you have what's called Moore's Law, where the number of transistors doubles every 2 years. But in biotech, you have the opposite of Moore's Law. It's called Eroom's Law, and it is basically that the number of drugs that come out of FDA approval is cut by half every 2 years, because there's less and less low-hanging fruit of small molecule interventions that you can find that are effective. And so you need to do other things. Yeah. So CRISPR is another thing. Senolytics is another thing. Bacterial-based antibiotics is another thing. So there's like paradigm shifts that you need to do to beat Eroom's Law, and we're focusing on
what
this.
tends to happen is these companies get what's it called, where no one else can make it for 8 years or whatever,
A patent.
like a patent.
Yeah.
And when that's coming close to expiry, they'll tweak one molecule.
Sure.
They'll
But
run
sometimes
another
expire.
study.
Like Viagra expired, so you have sildenafil, and
Yeah. And so the drug
sometimes they
company
do expire.
they try and get a year ahead of the generic before it comes out and push
Sure.
a study that shows the generic slightly better, and the thing that they've got a patent on. And so it's almost incentivizing like no change.
India doesn't care. You just go. India's like, yeah, great, we don't care, and they just knock it off anyway. But I mean, look, in the end, all these stupid pills, they're not the solution. The solution is real badass engineering. You know, like cancer. Your white blood cells kill and get rid of cancer all day, every day. But every once in a while, they run into one that either hides, and so it can't be identified and marked by the T cells to get killed, and then avoids apoptosis by activating telomerase and a bunch of other things. Like, we can win this game. We just need more damn money. We need more money and more people doing stuff that matters.
There's a video, or if you YouTube like the 5 things that people have in common that live over 100.
Well, they're all women, and they all eat almost the same thing every day, and they mostly tend to exercise, but a couple of them don't. I've done studies on supercentenarians.
They actually do very little exercises, low impact exercise, healthy plant-based diet, sense of community and family, reason to live. The year you're most likely to die is the year you retire, other than the year you're born.
I'm screwed. I retired 20 years ago. Fuck, I'm dead already.
And it's like a sense of importance, like self-importance and all that kind of thing. Family, strong connections, respect for elders. But there's plenty of people out there that live over 100, and we don't need crazy medical research. So those people don't get cancer and that sort of thing.
Yeah, but here's the problem. That is just called compression of morbidity. So we've never had anyone go over 122. Jean Calmet in the Côte d'Azur in France did 122 and had a reverse mortgage, which is pretty funny. If you know how those work. Someone buys your house and pays you every year till you die, and she just like never died. So that guy was paying for her house forever and just never got it. Hilarious. So we have morbidity compression where it's more likely that you'll reach near 122, but the chance that you'll go over it is not improved whatsoever at all. 22 number. I want you to be, when you're 40, 30 biologically. When you're 50, I want you to be 30 biologically. When you're 60, I want you to be 30 biologically. I want that number to keep moving farther out. If you get bored and you don't like the game, kill yourself. Go ahead. But you don't have to commit everyone else. It does, easily. Sure. It's a really big universe out there. Really big universe. It'd be funny if we weren't meant to use any of that. If we were just meant to live and die on this little blue dot, which is point infinite zeros of the universe.
Oh yeah, there's aliens everywhere. But I'm just saying, we're a long way away from going to find veggie gardens on other planets.
No, you could easily colonize the upper stratosphere of Venus. Okay, easily is not exactly the right word. But I mean, it would be easier to colonize the upper atmosphere in Venus than it would be to actually colonize Mars. So, I mean, you've got more atmosphere there to work with. It's easier to synthesize oxygen. There's less radiation problems.
I don't know much about that topic. No. Sorry.
It's all good. So, I mean, I am personally trying to save everyone's life. That is what I'm doing. My first YouTube videos were about giving better apologies, having better relationships, drinking less, stopping gambling, stopping trading, stopping playing poker, stopping playing video games, doing things where you create the narrative, speaking your mind to the world, finding commonality in politics, to stop polarization. And then I publish self-help books for free that you can download for free at t.me/scivive, where I teach you how to hire people, how to start a business, how to get laid, how to find a woman, what you name it, it's in there. How to poop better, how to pee better. Why does your hair have butt on it? Why do you have hair in your armpits? I tell you the answers to all these. Why does your girlfriend get mad at you when she has her period? I tell you the answer for all these things. And, I give all this stuff away for free. I give away free coins, 300,000 Bitcoiners minted for free Hex. I give away the world's largest airdrop. Pulse, a fork of Ethereum, will bring into this world 10,000 coins that are identical code to what came before them, and they'll be given out for free. I give away, my cryptocurrency I invented went up 380,000% in a year and a half, and that's before interest. And most people got, 40% to 100% interest, even more, really. And then you're up 5,000x in a year and a half, with 100% uptime in the contract, 100% uptime on the front end, 100% uptime in the trading. You know who has 100% uptime in crypto? Nobody. Coinbase is down all the time. Kraken's down all the time. BitMEX founders got arrested. OKX founders got arrested. KuCoin got hacked. Binance got hacked. Who is doing it as good as we are? Nobody. Absolutely nobody. We're absolutely 100% killing it by every metric possible. And I demand respect. It's that easy. We won the game. Everybody else lost. The naysayers lost. If you're still a naysayer, hopefully I can educate you and you can become a hexagon at the end of the call. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm open-minded. But when you say everyone won, what do you mean by that? How many people have invested? Do you know the rough numbers?
Well, if you count the addresses, so if you go on etherscan.io, I think there's maybe 250,000 addresses. If you count the stakers, which I think is the most reliable count for hardcore hexagons, because on the just raw count of addresses, you've got a lot of airdrop guys in there. But those airdrops only happened like a really long time ago, and so all this like new user growth you see, ain't nobody airdropping when it costs $1 or $3 or $6 to send some coins. That's not happening. So all of the coin count, like number of users that you see now, that's just totally organic. We were the first people in the world to do a tier 2 airdrop on ZK rollups. We were the first people to do it. 250,000 people received an airdrop there, and now that's worth a lot of money because the price went up a lot. And so all those guys that got all this free stuff, now that free stuff is worth tons and tons and tons. And this is people, I've seen people cash out millions. I mean, people, when you see the price dip in Hex, prices dipped 70% 5 or 6 times. When you see that price dip that hard, people are taking profits. So I've seen people buy Lamborghinis. I've seen 2 McLarens, Ferrari, a Maybach, a maxed out Lamborghini Aventador, like a Model S, 3 Model 3s, a house, big tractor trailer, like for vacationing, like a vacation trailer thing, boats, you name it. Rolexes. Somebody like this Rolex is $250,000. A hexagon, Hex Toys just bought one without the diamond bracelet, but diamond everywhere else. I think it's like 200K, maybe 190. You know, they're just, hexagons are rich, man, rich. And why? Why is that? Where does the money come from? You want to know where the money comes from? You ready? I'm going to tell you the big secret. Here comes the big secret. I'm going to tell you why all the hexagons get to be rich. Because the biggest, wealthiest people in cryptocurrency that have the most money also have the longest time preference, and they're willing to delay gratification the longest. So there's a guy today that just put in $10 million of Ethereum. 10 million? 20 million. It was 10,000 Ethereum, which is $20 million. He just sacrificed that today into the sacrifice phase to get points, which will be airdropped free Pulse when it comes out, the Ethereum fork. So, and it's really to make a political statement that you support free speech. It's a protected human right, and blockchains are speech. And lucky you also get some free points, and you'll get these free tokens. Glad you're, making political statements with your funds. So this guy, if you look at his account and you look up his address, he's also bought tons of Hex, and he's also staked tons of Hex. And this guy had Ethereum back from the Genesis sale, and he has 100,000 Ethereum. I guess he's got 10,000 less now that, he just sacrificed 10,000 of it. Now, because this gentleman has invested so heavily and purchased so much Hex and locked it for 15 years, he is waiting for a much larger reward in the future. And everyone else that has a shorter time preference now gets to benefit from his delayed gratification. And so when you see hexagons buying Rolexes and stuff, this God whale, I call him, and I think there's a couple of them, because I've seen 2 guys that have put in just tons and tons of money. We also got a sacrifice for $10,000 or 11 million. I think it was 11.1 million USDC, and just a single guy. So I think those are the leaderboard of like the top 2 sacrificers right now. Now, I don't think the 11.1 million guy ever bought Hex